The following is a presentation of the Missouri Sports Network.
Hey, now, good morning, everybody. Hello once again here from the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Happy Thanksgiving Eve here on November the 26th, 2025, as we prepare you with Season 2, Episode 34 of Where Are They Now Wednesdays, the original Where Are They Now Wednesday. Don't be fooled by the Johnny-come-latelys or some other imposters that have all gone by the wayside. Playing on Sports and the Missouri Sports Network are your sources for what Missouri high school talent does, not only when they're at the high school level, but when they get to the national stage of the NCAA. No one has more information for you than we do, and we appreciate your attention and loyalty here. 86 episodes into Where Are They Now Wednesday. Hey, do us a favor. Go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. Go to our Facebook page and like. Hey, and pass this on to your friends. Follow us on Twitter at Missouri_sports, at playing_sports, and at the scoreboard guy. I'm Guy Newcomb alongside Kent Mueller from Playing on Sports. And if you're ready, hey, we're ready because the homework's already been done. Kent, happy Thanksgiving Eve.
Well, and the same to you and to all the listeners. We all have a lot to be thankful for. And I'm going to go over a number of athletes from Missouri who also have a lot to be thankful for. And we've been highlighting the accomplishments of Missouri athletes as they compete at the highest levels of the NCAA in sports of football, men's soccer, women's soccer, volleyball, and even field hockey. Postseason playoffs and tournaments are either approaching or are already here. That means the collegiate conferences are making their determinations. Which athletes stood out among their peers this year? The players of the year, offensive and defensive, the goalkeeper of the year, the special teams player of the year, the all-conference teams, first, second, and those honorable enough to be mentioned. The votes are being cast. They are being counted. Athletes are being recognized, and many of them have familiar area codes as a home number. How many? Almost 200. Maybe more by the time all of the honors are announced. There is only one place you can get all of this information, and that is right here, chosen by their conferences, assembled by me, to be enjoyed by all of you. You will know the names of some of the athletes we highlight. They are the ones from your area in Missouri. Some played for you, some played against you, and those others, they are from elsewhere in Missouri, and they are representing your state very well. Some of these stories used to be told in the local press. Sadly, for the high school sports fan, that was becoming increasingly sparse, but no more. This is what we do here at Where Are They Now Wednesday. We saw a void in the coverage, and we heard from you that it was a void that needed to be filled. There are just too many stories that deserve to be told, and we will get that started in a few moments. We are ready, and we'll get to the meat of the podcast right after these words from our sponsor.
Things are a little tight for Terrence right now. But they won't be for long, because Central Bank makes it easier for customers like Terrence to dream bigger.
More room would be nice.
With mortgage solutions that can open the door to more space.
That's what I'm talking about.
For his growing family.
Growing family?
Honey, guess what?
You got this, buddy.
Unplug and unlock. Road trips on easy mode. And a really big touchscreen for the biggest jams. And qualify for up to $7,500 in tax credit with the Equinox EV. Unlock the tech and the value. With the 2025 Equinox EV, America's most affordable over 315-mile range EV. And Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Whether your day starts early or goes late into the night, brings the discovery of something new, or just the work of getting it done, it's all easier with a little help. At Great Southern Bank, we understand the importance of having a trusted, reliable support team who can offer you helpful resources and smart options to make the most of what you have and build on it, with possibilities that inspire you to keep going. Find your support team at greatsouthernbank.com. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters.
Hey, now, welcome back to Season 2, Episode 34 of Where Are They Now Wednesday. Guy Newcomb alongside Kent Mueller. Certainly glad that you've tuned in, and happy Thanksgiving Eve. Coming at you at a little different time here, a little earlier in the morning. But want to make you aware that this will be re-released tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. here on Thursday in accordance with our other shows, Missouri Milestones, the podcast, going out tomorrow morning as well. So you'll all be able to enjoy those before the tryptophans hit in for the turkey meal. We'll go back to Kent Mueller and tell us a little bit about what's happened this latest couple of weeks.
Well, there are a lot of Missouri athletes being recognized by their respective conferences. We're getting in full swing this week, but it'll take some time to work our way through all 5 fall sports. And that says a lot about the quality of athletics at Missouri high schools. In addition to Player of the Year honors, there are still some Player of the Week awards as the regular season continues to wind down. But now let's get going. We're going to start with volleyball. Haley Yount is a sophomore middle blocker. She's out of Northwest High in Cedar Hill. She is now at Jacksonville University in the Atlantic Sun Conference. Haley was named to the All-ASUN first team for the 2025 season, recognizing her as one of the top players in the Atlantic Sun. She led the league in hitting percentage among all regular players, finishing at an efficient .461, while also averaging 1.10 blocks per set. At Jacksonville, Yount was a two-way force. Not only did she deliver powerful and efficient attacks, but she was also a consistent net presence defensively. In multiple matches, she recorded double-digit block totals, and she owned several of the program's top blocking performances this season. Her impact was not just statistical. Coaches and teammates have praised her maturity, footwork, and court awareness, traits that typically belong to a more experienced player and a sophomore. At her presence on the court helped anchor Jacksonville's front line and contributed significantly to her ascension in the ASUN. Continuing in volleyball is Anna Taylor. She's a redshirt senior outside hitter. She's from Narrings Hall, and she is now at Xavier University in the Big East Conference. Anna Taylor earned all Big East first-team honors in 2025, marking a major milestone in her collegiate career. This season, Taylor was one of Xavier's most reliable attackers. She notched 262 kills and 55 total blocks while hitting .314, which ranked in the top 10 in the Big East among non-middle hitters. She also reached a 1,000 kill mark during the season, a milestone that underlines her consistent offensive impact. On the court, Taylor has been equally strong. She's been off the court, I should say. Taylor has been equally strong. She's been named to the Big East All-Academic Team in every season since joining Xavier. Abigail Mullen is a freshman opposite side out of Liberty High. She is now at the University of Southern California in the Big Ten Conference. Abigail Mullen was named Big Ten Freshman of the Week earlier this month. I note that now because of what that means. The Big Ten is the powerhouse conference when it comes to volleyball. You are among the elite when you are named the Big Ten Freshman of the Week. During the week, she averaged 3.63 kills per set, hit .317, totaled 25 digs, which was 3.13 per set, and added 9 blocks. She also posted her 6th career double-double, including a career-high 17 digs and a road win at the University of Washington. A native of Liberty, Mullen arrived at USC as a highly regarded prep recruit. She earned AVCA High School All-America First-Team honors in 2024. Her performance reflects not only her scoring ability, but also a well-rounded game that's already making an impact defensively. Allison Risley is a sophomore outside hitter. She is out of Lafayette Wildwood and is now at Northern Kentucky University in the Horizon League. Allison was named Horizon League Player of the Week earlier this month. She helped Northern Kentucky clinch its first ever regular season title with a pair of wins over Oakland, posting double-doubles in both matches. Over those weekend matches, she averaged 4.14 kills and 4.43 digs per set and hit .263. Her consistent two-way play was a driving force in NKU's dominant weekend. This award marks the first Player of the Week honor of her NKU career, and it underscores how Risley, already one of the top attackers in the league, is making an even bigger impact in her second year. Holland Gilliams is a sophomore defensive specialist out of Jackson High. She is now at Southeast Missouri State University, which is in the Ohio Valley Conference. Holland Gilliams was named OVC Defensive Player of the Week. She recorded 53 digs across 3 matches, averaging 4.42 digs per set, while posting a stellar 960 reception percentage. Her performance included back-to-back 20-plus dig matches and was instrumental in stabilizing SEMO's back row defense in a critical stretch of the season. Her ball control and consistency let teammates swing freely while she anchored the passing game. Gilliam's ability to absorb and redirect tough serves under pressure has become a strength for SEMO. This weekly honor underscores how she's grown into a foundational piece in the Red Hawks' defense. And there's Peyton Mitchell. She is a junior defensive specialist out of Blair Oaks High School. She's now at Drury University in the Great Lakes Valley Conference. Peyton Mitchell was named GLVC Defensive Player of the Week after a dominant back row performance. The conference reported she totaled 53 digs over 8 sets, including a career-high 36 digs in a pivotal match at Lewis, helping Drury secure its spot in the GLVC tournament. Her work wasn't just digging. She also contributed 7 assists and 2 service aces during the week, showing her value in serve, receive, and transition phases. Mitchell's ability to consistently anchor the defense, especially in stretch games, has become a cornerstone of Drury's identity and is rightly rewarded this weekly conference recognition. There's Maddie Hoffman. She is a senior defensive specialist and libero at a Corhezu Academy. She is now at Wingate University in the South Atlantic Conference. Hoffman was named SAC Defensive Player of the Week by the conference. In that stretch, she recorded 33 digs in just 3 sets at Tusculum and averaged 11.0 digs per set and added 8 assists, anchoring Wingate's back row in a crucial road match. For the season, she ranks second in the SAC with 5.31 digs per set and leads the conference in total aces per set at 0.54. Hoffman's consistency and high-energy defense has been instrumental in Wingate's success. Her performance this week exemplified why she's among the top liberos in the conference. And there's Lacey Higgins. She is a senior setter out of Lee Summit West High School. She's now at Wheaton College in Illinois, and that is in the College Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin. Lacey Higgins was named CCIW Setter of the Week. In that week, she averaged 11.0 assists per set, added 11 digs, and also chipped in 2 kills and 2 blocks in Wheaton's home win over North Central College. Her efficient playmaking and defensive contributions helped the Thunder control the tempo and secure a key conference victory. Now we're back to Player of the Year honors, and there are many of them earned by Missouri athletes. There's Hannah Gardner. She's a freshman setter out of Kickapoo High. She is now at Missouri State University competing in Conference USA. Hannah Gardner was named to the Conference USA All-Freshman team for the 2025 season. She has been a key contributor in every match this year, averaging 1.82 kills, 4.62 assists, 2.23 digs, and 0.45 blocks per set, along with 21 service aces. Gardner made program history on September 5th, becoming the first freshman in MSU volleyball history to record a triple-double, 13 kills, 22 assists, 10 digs. She repeated that feat in mid-October versus New Mexico State, helping her pick up CUSA Freshman of the Week honors. Her all-around production, especially as a freshman, has made her one of the most impactful young players in the conference. There's Allison Risley, sophomore outside hitter, Lafayette Wildwood High School, now at Northern Kentucky University in the Horizon League. You heard that name already today, as she was honored as the Player of the Week. This honor covers the entire season. Allison Risley was named first team All-Horizon League for the 2025 season. She ranked 7th in the league in total kills, 319, and led all players with 44 service aces. She also posted multiple double-doubles in conference play, including a standout weekend versus Oakland, where she tallied 13 kills and 17 digs in one match, then followed with a 16-kill, 14-dig performance in the next. Risley's two-way contributions, both as a primary attacker and a reliable defender, have been integral to NKU's success this season. And there's Sydney Draper. She is a junior setter out of Pembroke Hill. She is now at Princeton University in the Ivy League. Sydney Draper capped off a standout season by earning both the Ivy League Player of the Year and first team All-Ivy honors. Her statistical dominance was a big reason why. She averaged 10.81 assists per set, a mark that ranked 8th nationally among all qualified Division I players. Draper also posted 10 double-doubles over the course of the season and had 50-plus assists in 3 different matches. Beyond her playmaking, she was instrumental in leading Princeton's balanced offense. The Tigers ranked first in the Ivy in kills per set at 13.95 and hit 283 as a team. Her consistency and leadership from the setter position helped steady her team through tough key stretches. On the court, Draper brings proven pedigree and resilience. She was Princeton's Rookie of the Year in 2023, has earned all Ivy honors previously, and has developed into the kind of all-around leader who can run the offense and contribute defensively. Her Player of the Year honor also coincided with Princeton winning the Ivy League regular season title, going 11-3 in conference matches. There's Ella Vogel. She is a senior outside hitter out of Central High School in Cape Girardeau. She is now at Murray State University in the Missouri Valley Conference. Ella Vogel was named to the 2025 All-MVC first team, marking a standout senior campaign. In 90 sets this season, she amassed 322 kills, 3.58 per set, and hit 252, and also contributed 106 digs and 51 total blocks. Vogel also joined the Racer 1000 kill club, becoming only the 5th player in program history to reach that milestone, with a career total of 1,299 kills. Her all-around play, powerful attacking, defensive hustle, and consistent net presence made her one of Murray State's most reliable and dynamic leaders. And there's Autumn Bax. She is a sophomore right side hitter. She is out of Blair Oaks High School, and she is now at Lindenwood University and competes in the Ohio Valley Conference. Autumn Bax earned first team All-OVC honors in 2025, reflecting her role as one of Lindenwood's top offensive weapons. This season, she showed both power and efficiency. Bax recorded 297 kills, averaging approximately 2.95 kills per set, while hitting at an efficient clip to consistently challenge by the net defenses. She also recorded 78 total blocks, contributing significantly to Lindenwood's dominance at the net. Her high school pedigree translated early. As a freshman in 2024, she already made a strong mark by hitting over 300 in several conference matches. Coaches also praised her work ethic, showing encouraging growth in both her attacking and blocking skills. Her first team selection as a sophomore is a sign that she is one of the big pieces for Lindenwood. And there's Juliet Myrick. She is a junior setter out of Eureka High who is now at Army West Point, which competes in the Patriot League. Juliet Myrick was named second team All-Patriot League in 2025. This season, Myrick delivered playmaking under pressure, finishing with 502 assists, 206 digs, 116 kills, and 31 total blocks. Her 6.28 assists per set ranked fourth in the Patriot League, showcasing her consistency and vision in distributing the offense. Her steady hand in serve receive and her ability to run a balanced offense were highly valued by her coaches. Myrick's second team honor reflects her continued growth as a setter and her vital role in developing Army's competitive rhythm this season. There's Bella Brewer. She is a freshman middle blocker out of Camdenton High School who is now competing at California Baptist University, which is in the Western Athletic Conference. Bella Brewer was named to the 2025 WAC All-Freshman team, recognizing her as one of the top newcomers in the conference. Standing at 6'2", Brewer provides a strong presence at the net. According to CBU's roster, she carries that size from her Missouri roots in Camdenton. She also contributed early this season in a recent match versus Utah Tech. She recorded 5 kills and 4 digs. In her selection to the freshman team highlights her promising impact as a first-year player. She's already contributing in both the offensive and defensive phases and has the physical tools to grow into a cornerstone middle blocker. And we have Savannah Meyer. She's a junior outside hitter. She's out of Liberty High School in Wentzville. She is now at Arkansas Tech University in the Great American Conference. Savannah Meyer earned second team All-GAC honors in the 2025 season, according to the conference's postseason release. Meyer ranked 9th in the GAC in total kills, 277, and was 7th in kills per set, contributing significant firepower for the Golden Sun. She came up big at key times. In a late season match against Harding, she posted 17 kills and 12 digs, helping her team secure a vital conference victory. Meyer's consistent production and two-way play, combining attacking and defensive contributions, were major factors for Arkansas Tech's competitive presence in the GAC. We have Ella Brinkman. She is a senior outside hitter out of St. Francis Borgia. She is now at Maryville University, which competes in the Great Lakes Valley Conference. Ella Brinkman earned first team All-GLVC honors in 2025. She is one of the most balanced hitters in the league, contributing not just in kills, but also in defense and serve receive. In key GLVC matches this season, she posted multiple double-doubles. For example, against Missouri S&T, she had 16 kills and 12 digs, showcasing her ability to stay involved even under pressure. Her consistency near the net and ability to swing in critical moments made her a focal point of the Maryville offense. Brinkman's leadership and all-around play as both a powerful attacker and a reliable defender cemented her as one of Maryville's top performers and earned her the top-tier league recognition. There's Olivia Klump. She's a senior libero out of Oakville High School. She competes at Maryville University in the Great Lakes Valley Conference. Olivia Klump was selected to the first team All-GLVC for the 2025 season. This year, she anchored Maryville's defense with consistency and tenacity. In a GLVC match at UMSL, she recorded 24 digs, showcasing her range and reliability in the back row. In the GLVC quarterfinals, she again stepped up, leading the Saints with 21 digs and a tightly contested 3-1 loss to Indianapolis. Klump's contributions were more than just volume. She consistently delivered when her team needed stability in defense, and her leadership in serve receive helped Maryville execute its system. First team honor reflects her role as the defensive bedrock for the Saints. And there's Delaney Hope. She's a sophomore middle hitter out of Nevada High School. She's now at Rockhurst University in the Great Lakes Valley Conference. Delaney Hope was named to the first team All-GLVC for the 2025 season. According to the GLVC, she led the league in hitting efficiency during conference play with a .402 hitting percentage and finished the year at .394 overall. In addition, she totaled 122 blocks, ranking among the top in the conference in blocks per set. Hope's presence at the net provided both offensive firepower and defensive stability. Her ability to convert swings efficiently and contribute consistently in blocking was a major reason Rockhurst remained a top contender in the conference this season. Autumn Erickson. Autumn's a sophomore outside hitter out of Staley High, who is now at Truman State University, also in the Great Lakes Valley Conference. Autumn earned second team All-LGVC honors this year, recognizing her as a key offensive performer for the Bulldogs. This season, she consistently put up significant kill numbers in high-pressure moments. In a pivotal GLVC match, she posted 15 kills, including several go-ahead swings in tight sets. On another weekend, she added 12 kills and 6 blocks in a road match that secured Truman's spot in the GLVC tournament. Erickson's two-way ability, combining offensive firepower with strong blocking, made her one of Truman's most reliable hitters throughout the season, and her second team nod reflects both her output and her growth. We have Emma Siren. She's a redshirt sophomore outside hitter. She's out of Sacred Heart High School and is now at the University of Central Missouri, which is in the Mid-America Intercollegiate Athletics Association. Emma Siren earned first team All-MIAA honors in 2025, a recognition that reflects a resurgent and highly productive season. She led the Jennies with 288 kills, averaging 3.06 kills per set, and added 27 service aces, proving herself to be a consistent offensive weapon. She also delivered 11 double-doubles throughout the season with a high water mark of 19 kills and 45 swings. That's a 311 hitting percentage in one big match and 16 digs in another, showing that her impact wasn't limited to just scoring. On the stat sheet, she also ranks among team leaders. She tallied 277 digs and contributed 32 total blocks, making her one of the most well-rounded hitters on the roster. Her road back from injury, she redshirted the previous season, has been marked by maturity, leadership, and a renewed offensive presence. Siren's performance helped Central Missouri stay competitive in the MIAA. Her first team nod is well-deserved. We have Bella Limbach. She's a senior outside hitter out of Santa Fe High School. She competes at Washburn University in the Mid-America Intercollegiate Athletics Association. Bella Limbach earned first team All-MIAA honors in 2025. This season, she posted 162 kills, which is averaging 2.0 per set, hit an efficient 472, and also recorded 95 blocks, which is 1.17 per set, ranking among the league's top blockers. Her strength at the net and smart attacking have been fundamental to Washburn's front row success. Limbach's all-around blocking and hitting impact made her not just a key offensive weapon, but also a defensive presence, and her first team selection underscores that value. Grace Winkleman is a redshirt senior libero and defensive specialist out of Herman High School. She is now at Central Missouri University, which is in the Mid-America Intercollegiate Athletics Association. Grace Winkleman earned first team All-MIAA honors in 2025. She was a defensive anchor for the Jennies, leading the league with an average of about 5.36 digs per set and adding 32 service aces over the course of the season. Grace notched a season-high 33 digs in a match versus Missouri Western, showing both her consistency and her ability to step up in big moments. Over the year, she collected more than 520 digs, finishing among the MIAA's top defensive specialists. Winkleman's leadership, ball control, and resilience in serve-receive anchored UCM's defense. Her first team selection recognizes not just her statistical output, but her reliability and impact in every rotation. Holly Helt is a junior outside hitter out of Herman High. She is now at Missouri Western State University in the MIAA. Holly Helt earned second team All-MIAA honors in 2025. During conference play, she averaged 2.39 kills per set across 59 sets, including 141 kills while hitting 176. She also contributed in serve, receive, and defense, notching 206 digs, which is 3.49%, and added 30 blocks this season. Off the court, she balanced her athletic performance with academics. Her team earned the AVCA Team Academic Award for 2024-25, with Health among the Griffins receiving academic all-district honors. Health's selection to the second team underscores her role as a well-rounded contributor, someone who helps Missouri Western not only at the net, but also in the back row. And Guy, what do we have coming up this weekend for Missouri high school football fans?
Well, I tell you what, it'll all kick off with high school game day on Friday at 5 o'clock. We're lining up interviews right now, trying to get 6 or 8 of the coaches still participating in the semifinals from around the state. And then we'll run through some of those matchups and where they'll be played here on that show. And then we'll wait till Saturday when the games get over at 3 p.m. to do the high school or the Friday Night Live high school football scoreboard show. Just 14 games, I believe, on the docket, but all of them will be played on Saturday, and the winners go to the state championship. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, those shows are fun. It's where anybody can get scores from all over the state right in one place. Shelley Bilyeu digs out and assembles the biggest list of Missouri football scores anyone can find, while I get to relay those scores to our live audience for the Missouri Sports Network Score Desk. There's lots of scores. This year, not so many. This week, not so many, but there's been so many throughout the year, and these names become so familiar as we get down to the best teams throughout the entire state in all divisions. And all that is emceed by the host, Guy Newcomb. And there's little time to hear from football coaches from all across the state, but we get that in as we get some of the best coaches from across the state, and they call in, and Guy does his great job of interviewing those coaches, and we hear straight from them following their win in the playoffs. So if you want to know the scores and hear from the coaches who just worked their game, then you need to tune in. To get the notifications, all you need to do is to follow me on X at @plain_sports and Guy Newcomb at Scoreboard Guy. Next week, we'll take another look at what Missouri talent is doing in the NCAA. There will be a variety of sports, as we will have women's soccer, men's soccer, football, field hockey, and volleyball to review. And I can assure you that there will be some amazing performances to discuss. And a message to all you sports fans out there. Want to know who's really making history on the high school fields and courts? Then you need Missouri Milestones, and Missouri Milestones, the podcast, your go-to source for celebrating the best of the best in Missouri high school sports. We're not just talking scores and highlights. We're bringing you the most extensive list of athletes from across the state who've reached career-defining milestones. We're talking 1,000-point scores, 4,000-yard passers, and those with 1,000 and more digs, and many more statistics, both past and present. And in each episode of the podcast, we sit down with one of these standout athletes to hear their story straight from the source, the work, the mindset, and the moments that made it happen. If you're a coach, an AD, an athlete, or a proud sports parent, this is the podcast made for you. Follow us on X. Connect with me, Kent Mueller, at @plain_sports and Guy Newcomb at Scoreboard Guy, and never miss a milestone. Missouri Milestones and Missouri Milestones, the podcast, because history isn't just written, it's earned. And as I said, these lists have proved to be very popular. So much so, we've added Missouri Milestones, the podcast, which airs every Thursday. What we do in that podcast, yes, we touch on what is happening with the Missouri Milestones list, but the feature is an interview with some Missourian or Missourians who are on one of the lists, past or present. The last few weeks, we have heard from athletes from past years and athletes currently in high school just after they've crossed a career milestone for their entry into Missouri Milestones. This week, we have Mark Dannenmuller. Mark is the athletic director and the boys basketball head coach at Scott City. Mark is coaching at his alma mater, as he is a Scott City graduate in the class of 2005. And by the time he graduated, he had scored 1,492 points for the Rams. You don't want to miss what Mark has to say about those high school days and the years coming forward to 2025 as a Scott City coach. And when it comes to a Missouri Milestones list and interviews, there are people out there talking about us, and here is one.
Hello there. My name is Kyle Fisher, head basketball coach and principal at Harrisburg High School and member of the Missouri Milestones list presented by Playing on Sports and the Missouri Sports Network. Be sure to give them a follow on X at Sports Guy and at Playing_Sports and Missouri Sports Network. This has been the most complete list of Missouri high school athletes and accomplishments anywhere. Weekly interviews, stats, and scores updated almost daily. Give them a chance to earn your fandom. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
The following is a presentation of the Missouri Sports Network.
Well, hello again, everybody, and welcome back here to Missouri Milestones, the podcast, here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Guy, come alongside Kent Mueller from Playing on Sports. And, hey, do us a favor. Go to our Facebook page and subscribe. Go to our Facebook page and like, and go to our YouTube channel and subscribe and sign up to follow us on Twitter. You want to be the smartest fan in the stand, sign up and follow at Scoreboard Guy, at Missouri_Sports, and at Playing on Sports. Well, once again, it's time for the Missouri Milestones, the podcast, and we go up to Scott City High School, 2005 graduate, Mark Dannon Mueller. And Coach, thanks so much for your time today.
Yeah, no problem. I appreciate you guys reaching out and giving me the opportunity to visit with you guys.
Coach, tell us just a little bit about those memories of you that you have. And we were talking a little bit, it's 20 years. It's your 20-year reunion. But, scoring 1,492 points. What are the things that stand out about your career?
I've talked to people about this, before. We had some pretty good years, had some pretty good teams. And I talk about it with our teams a lot. I always appreciate the guys that always got me open or got me the ball. The guys that screened for me, our point guards that always gave me the ball in the right spot. So when I talk to our teams as a coach now, I try to relate that a little bit like how I felt, even though I might have got the accolades and, my name was in the box score, it didn't always reflect how I got those points, which I always thought was something that was extremely important. So I think about all of those guys that maybe didn't have their names, broadcasted as much. But think about a lot of fun games, a lot of cool memories with guys I still talk to now and still visit with to this day. So those are the things that pop up in my head first off.
Very good. Coach, talk a little bit about the rivalries that you had back in those days at Scott City. Who were the teams, maybe even individual players that you really enjoyed, participating against?
Yeah, Kelly was a big rival of ours. A lot of the guys that we played against, you grew up playing against them in the parochial leagues. I went to St. Augustine, which is a small parochial school in Kelso, which is right next to Scott City. So you played, you've got some small communities around here, New Hamburg, Benton, which had St. Denis kids, which mostly go to Kelly. So you played against those kids kind of your whole life, and then you played against them in high school. Notre Dame was a big rival of ours at that time before they kind of really started getting really big with their enrollment. Those two schools were big rivalries just because you knew a lot of those guys growing up. And there was a lot of other schools that you played against that were fun little rivalries. Advance, was always really good. They have a great program. And Scott Central, it was always fun to play against them. So there was a lot of we actually had a couple of years that were interesting because our former coach, Derek McCord, who was here for a long time and had a lot of success, he took a job at Cape Central, and we played them a couple of years in the Christmas tournament. And our coach at the time was one of his former players, so that was always fun. It was a little extra motivation or extra spice to that game. So those are kind of the teams that kind of pop up in my head right away.
And just we like to educate, our listeners and viewers as well, just for a geography lesson. Kind of give us an idea of where Scott City is located. What are the large communities around there? You south of St. Louis, north? Where geographically, where are you located?
Yeah, we're about a little under 2 hours south of St. Louis. We're 5 miles down the road from Cape Girardeau. We're located right on the interstate. We probably the biggest school obviously in this area is Jackson. Jackson's about 15 miles north of us. And then obviously Cape Central is just 5 minutes up the road from us. Those would be the biggest schools in our area.
As you look back on your high school career, what games stand out? Did you maybe district championship, maybe a Final Four appearance? What are some games that really stand out to you?
My junior year, we played Charleston in the district championship game. They were top 5 in the state. We were top 5 in the state. It was a great game. We actually led the entire second half and led with about 5 minutes, or led by 4 with about 2 minutes to go. And of course, typical Charleston fashion, they turned that pressure up on you, and we had a couple turnovers. And we always think about that game. It was an awesome game. It was fun. The environment was unbelievable. We played that down at Bloomfield High School, and so that game is always up there. We played a game my junior year at Bell City. It was when they were really, really good. They won state that year. David Heeb was their coach. Dominic Johnson was their guard, who was, Dom went and played at Three Rivers, and then he went and played 2 years at Illinois, University of Illinois State, and then he went and played overseas. So Dom was an unbelievable player, and we played really well against them and beat them pretty good. I think we beat them by about 20. So, those 2 games always pop up because you always want to think about the teams that were the toughest to play against. For me as a competitor, those are the games that I always think about. So one of them turned out really well. The other one didn't turn out quite like we wanted it to, but it's still fun to be in those games.
Now, you sent in a list of Missouri Milestones with 17 players on it. Have you coached any of those players? Did you play with any of those guys on that list?
Yeah, a little bit. Some of the guys were before me. Like I said, we had a run from about 93-ish, 94 or something like that through 2001, where Coach McCord had a really, really good run where they were winning, at least 20 games every year, had a lot of really good players. Of course, that was a little bit before my time, but I was able to watch those guys, as I was growing up. And then there was a few guys that I played with, and then there's, a few players that I've coached. So it's been pretty cool. It's been a mixture of all of it, really. So it's been really neat.
Do you currently have anybody on your roster that might be approaching that 1,000 points?
We've got a couple of guys. We actually just had a guy that just reached the 1,000-point plateau this past year, Kobe Watson. He just graduated last spring. And then we've got a couple of other guys that they're now going to be juniors that have played since they were freshmen. So I think they'll eventually get there. They're not, 100 points away or anything like that. They're still a little ways away from it. But I think, Lord willing, they stay healthy, I think they'll both reach it.
Yeah. Again, as I mentioned, this is Missouri Milestones, a podcast here, and we're visiting with the athletic director and boys basketball coach at Scott City, who is on the list, Missouri Milestones, Kent Mueller alongside. Ken, I know you've got a couple of questions at least for Coach.
Yes, Mark, you, as a coach, of course, you've given a lot of advice over the years to a lot of young players. You're talking to an entire state now instead of Scott City. What advice do you have to that freshman player, wide-eyed, walking into the gym for his first practice?
I think 2 things probably stand out. Be coachable is the number one thing. So we tell our kids a lot of times, be coachable. Understand that you're going to fail. It's part of it. We reference Steph Curry a lot. He's the greatest shooter, maybe to ever live. And I think he shoots mid-40s from three-point range. So it means he's failing a lot more than he's succeeding. And so we try to put that in perspective for him. But I think they also need to understand that, you're going to be there for them as a coach when they do fail. And that's part of being coachable, and And my job is to tell you what you need to, not necessarily what you did wrong, but what you can do better. That's my job. It's part of my job. And, you got to allow yourself to accept that, because, and we talk about that as coaches all the time on my coaching staff. Like, hey, if something didn't go well today at practice, we need to know about it. Get in a group chat and say, hey, like, what was wrong? We had a 20-minute, part of practice that just seemed just sluggish. What was going on with that? Is it something? What do I need to do better? What can we do better to help the kids? And so I think being coachable is the number one thing that we probably talk about more than anything. And then allowing yourselves to fail. It's a big part of competitive sports.
They're good.
You've been out for 20 years. That's not all that long. Some things will never change, but time does move on and things do evolve. What changes do you see from when you were a high school player playing to today? And I'm anything like on court changes in practice, in nutrition, conditioning, all those things.
I think just from my personal experience, we used to spend a lot of time running. A lot of time with sprints, and I think that was just common. A lot of people do that, and I did it my first few years as a coach. We did a lot of conditioning. We wanted, because being out of shape makes sissies out of all of us. We all get really, really soft when we're tired, and so that's something we kind of always joked about. Like, hey, we don't want to be thinking about that in the fourth quarter. We want to be, we want to be well conditioned, and then I started kind of looking back, like you always try to do, and self-reflect. And I'm like, man, I'm wasting a lot of time every day, just doing sprints, like just running. And so now I think probably within the last, 5 to 10 years, a lot of my drills are now incorporated, have conditioning just built into them. And the ball is in our hand at all times. We're doing game-like actions and still getting plenty of conditioning. And a lot of times the kids don't even know it, because they are doing things that, it's just not them focused on that one thing. And, we've all played sports. We all know what it was like when it's all right, let's get on the line. It's a negative connotation you already put in your head, like, and now if we're conditioning with the ball in our hands or through game-like reps, the kids, maybe you're tricking them a little bit and they don't think that they're, getting as much as conditioning out of it. So I think that's probably been the biggest thing that I've seen, or at least from a personal experience, that I've seen. Now, obviously there's little things that have changed. Style of play is a lot different. It's a lot more run and gun, a lot more, 3-point shots. I think basketball more than anything is there's a lot of copycats in a good way. It kind of trickles down from the higher levels, and you start, seeing people who, try to mimic maybe the professional or the college game. And they try to do it a little bit at the high school level. And, but I've always been big on, you got to play to what your strengths are, what kind of kids you have. And I like to play fast. We like to get up, and down the court. That doesn't mean we want to take poor shots, but we want to get up down the floor quick and see if we can get an easy run out. And then on top of that, I can't expect my kids to do that every year if I don't have those type of kids. If I've got some kids that aren't capable of playing that way, I've got to adjust. That's that's my job as a coach. But I think that's probably the biggest game, the way the game has changed over the last 15 or 20 years is just how much faster it is, and how many more, threes teams are putting up, or at least that's what I experience as a coach.
Very good. Again,
I think that explains part of your success in that your kids are getting better as basketball players while they're conditioning, rather than just running. They're actually getting better with their skill development. I like seeing that.
Sure.
Again, we're visiting with Mark Dennon Mueller, who's a 2005 graduate of Scott City High School. He's currently the boys basketball coach and athletic director. And Coach, first off, congratulations for being a member of the Missouri Milestones. And there's no secret handshakes. There's no membership dues. You've already put your dues in. And we're certainly glad you made this time available for us. And I would be remiss, being the scoreboard guy, if I didn't ask you a little bit, just kind of handicap your team going into this season. What are your expectations there at Scott City?
We've got a lot of guys, return that played quite a bit for us. We graduated 3 seniors off last year's team, 2 of which were really good players. I mentioned Kobe earlier. He reached the 1,000-point plateau. Our starting point guard, Jalen Rulo, graduated as well. So 2 good players. They both are all conference. They both are all district. We returned 4 guys that started. We had some injuries last year, so we had quote unquote 6 starters at times. So we returned 4 guys that start. 3 juniors and a senior, and then we've got some other guys that are trying to kind of fill some roles, and we've got a couple guys that didn't play last year that are back out this year that we think can help. So we think we should be really competitive. We all know how that goes. I'm not one that's big on, hey, I think we can win X amount of games or whatever, just because you just never know what could happen throughout the season. So, and I don't want to be disrespectful of the teams that we play by saying, I think we can beat them. So we don't like to prepare that way. We don't like to think that way. But I would like to say that we're going to be really competitive because that's the type of kids that we have, and that's how we're coaching. So, we have high expectations, and, we're looking forward to getting the season started game-wise here, in a couple weeks.
Very good. Well, Coach, again, greatly appreciate you being generous with your time here, and hopefully we'll get to visit with you throughout the basketball season, maybe on a live scoreboard show, or maybe even just, a once a month visit. But
Sure.
We appreciate your time. And we have a rule here at the Missouri Sports Network that to officially become a friend of the show, you have to make 3 appearances. So we'll get you back on during the basketball season a couple of times and make you a friend of the show. But, Coach, thanks so much for your time.
Absolutely. You guys ever need anything, reach out to me. No hesitation.
All right. Very
Appreciate
good.
that.
All right.
Hey,
Okay.
You're watching Missouri Milestones, the podcast here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol remind us, hey, take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow.
The Walnut Street Inn is located in the heart of Springfield on historic Walnut Street, just blocks away from the Missouri State campus, Hammons Field, Great Southern Arena, and downtown Springfield. The Walnut Street Inn features newly remodeled rooms, breakfast served daily, and a friendly, accommodating staff. The Walnut Street Inn is also a great venue for private events. Book your stay or get more information at walnutstreetinn.com or call 417-864-6346.